What have you learned?
Hello and welcome back to Ion Storm. Yes, it's review time. Finally got round to doing the review for the Revolution X Unlimited. So please enjoy the video. See you down there. So here we have it, the Revolution X Unlimited by Nacon, or the RXU for short. Yes, I have had this pad for the last 2 weeks and I have put it through its paces on Doom the Dark Ages. Yes, there's a review coming for that game very soon to the channel. So if you'd like to see that, obviously hit the bell to be notified and hit that big subscribe button. It will help the channel a lot. But let's get to this. But before I dig into the pad, I have to state, Nacon didn't send it to me. I have purchased this myself. So the pad itself, it's a premium pad. It's not like your standard £70 wireless Xbox pads. This is a hefty price tag of a pad. I will talk more about that when we go back to the main camera. But let's get into it. It's rubberized grips. It's a premium feel pad. It feels nice in the hand. The LCD does take up a lot of real estate, so if you have small hands, and I'm probably going to get clipped for this, if you have small hands, this is not going to be one of them things you can use, because small hands and big objects, take that as you like it, but you may struggle. My partner, she said that she could get used to it. She's had a bit of a play around with the pad, but obviously small hands, big objects, you may struggle. Hall effect joysticks, obviously raved about it in my preview video, which I did, wow, almost 4 or 5 weeks ago now. Comes with customizable thumbsticks. The shafts can be changed as well. These just slide back on into place with a nice firm click. They're not going to come off. I've hammered this pad with Doom. They are not coming off, so you haven't got that worry of your thumbstick just flying across the room. You've got your hybrid D-pad. That can be removed as well. It's all micro switched, but that can be removed and turned into a standard 4-way. Micro switch face buttons, nice and responsive. Not had an issue with these at all. Do as it says on the tin. Customizable LED around your right thumbstick. That can be modified within the app. Being a Xbox affiliated pad, you obviously have your standard face buttons and your share button. On the top, you have textured triggers. Really nice. The texture doesn't move over to the bumpers. I like that. I do like that. I like the context between the two. You can tell the difference. You're not going to feel like you're hitting the trigger if both of them were covered in lovely gripping material, and it's built into the actual trigger. It's not a stick-on. They've actually gone all in and done that. You have your Nexus button, which accesses the menu on the LCD. You have a locking button, which I will get back to, and 2 shortcut buttons on the top. The only issue I have with these, and I tried using them and ended up taking the mapping away from them, is when you are playing, if you have got full lock on that trigger, holding your pad as if you're playing, you see where my finger's touching? You're going to touch that button. That should have been here. So if they ever do another rendition of the pad, maybe that's something to consider, is moving that shortcut button over. Obviously, you've got your USB-C connection on the top. That's for obviously updating, connecting to the docking station, or using as a cable for connecting to your PC or your Xbox if you have obviously run out of charge and you're running it in wired mode. On the bottom, you've got your 3.5mm jack and the mute button. All your audio features can be accessed through the LCD, which we will look at shortly. On the back, you have your trigger stops. Just a push in and slide up turns them into a nice clicky micro switch. Very responsive, very responsive. You can even change the sensitivity of your triggers. They are really nice. Obviously, you've got your back paddles. Now, with that locking button on the top, that locking button, before I forget, let's flip this back round, we'll get back to the back in a second. That locking button locks your 3 face buttons. Why it does that, I do not know, because you're not going to touch these while playing unless you go looking for them. Because I'm even, while playing, gone to hit menu button or your start button or whatever. You know, you're literally not going to touch these. Maybe in a firmware update that could be used to lock the paddles on the back, because if I flip it back around, as you heard when I was flipping it, you touch these buttons. These ones here protrude quite a lot, and when I've picked the pad up before now, I've backed out of a menu and died while playing Doom. So something to be considered, whether or not, you know, they feel nice, but I'm wondering if it would have been worth that locking button being able to lock these out completely. The grippy texture only goes to the bottom 2, which is the same contrast as your triggers and your bumpers. The buttons or button and switches on the back. You've got your profile button, which accesses 4 profiles on the pad that you can customize through the app. Your connections button, which is wired, Bluetooth and dongle, and your alternate menu selection on the back. That is used for changing certain aspects of the LCD screen and also for connectivity to the app, which we will get to. Also, behind your grips, you slide that off and you have got your weights. Now, it comes with a selection of weights. Currently, I am running 16 gram weights in this because obviously playing Doom the Dark Ages, you want to feel nice and heavy like Doom Guy while you're smashing somebody in the face with a shield. So yes, there's the main bulk of the pad. It is lovely in hand. I haven't got an issue with it at all. It feels nice in the hand. But let's have a look at this menu. Obviously, in A mode, you have access to obviously your audio, which is your volumes, your mic gain, your chat mixer, and any Bluetooth device that you have connected to the pad itself. Your mapping button, which is used to map your shortcuts. Obviously, you've got 2 on the top and 4 on the back. You can map them to whatever button or function you so choose. You also have your settings, which is your Bluetooth mode, your pairing for your dongle, and battery saving, which is your typical eco mode, how long till the pad turns off, dimming, and obviously your brightness. So yeah, very simple to navigate, no issue. But if I switch this on the back, that A and C switch, if I switch it over, as you can see, the menu's changed. Now I have access to joysticks. So I can go in and change the response curve for that stick itself. There's a load of preset options. Obviously, you can change these within the app. You have your dead zone. So if you feel like you're getting any issues with your dead zones, you can adjust them to 0 or move them slightly to whatever you see fit. Special mode, which is shooter pro mode. You have sensitivity plus, which is another thing that controls the sticks. So I don't understand why that's there when you have full access to these anyway. And you also have reverse your y-axis. Another option, if you back out all the way to the sticks menu, is you can invert the sticks if you so choose. So yes, a lot of customization features. One of the other ones you've got is once you're in this C mode, you can go in and change your rumble features. So your vibration, you can turn off your trigger vibration, or you can turn off your left grip, right grip, and so on and so forth. These can all be customized. within the app as well. You can turn them up, you can turn them down, you can have it, you can do loads of different things with it. So yes, that's the LCD. Very simple to navigate, nothing relatively difficult about it. Just turn that back to A mode, because obviously I will need it in A mode to get back into the app. But before we go to look at that, obviously you have your docking station. Now this, obviously the pad lies flat on top, as I will show you now. I will lift it up and drop it on. So it literally just sits like that on top. Your LED on your stick will change to red. It will flash in a slow sequence while charging. Once it's done, that turns off, tells you your pad's fully done. So that's a interesting feature, whereas other pads I've had, obviously the docking station, everything sits upright so you can see what's going on. But probably the reason they've done that is because inside here you have a USB port, and that is for your dongle. So if you are limited on USB space on either your, obviously the Xbox doesn't have that many anyway, it only has 3, or your laptop or your PC, you can slide that in there, plug it all in, and away you go. You don't have to mess about, which is a nice little feature for the dock. It also comes with, as I said before, an accessory case, which I will pop open now. That comes with a load of different options. Obviously with your weights, you've got your 14 grammars if it shows up on my camera. There you go, 14s are there. You have your standard D-pad. You have your shafts for your thumbsticks themselves. And then you have obviously your mid-rise. It's got a nice rubberized to it. I've seen a lot of people say that these could have a bit more of a dome to them. But obviously it still all comes down to personal preference. So yeah, that's your accessory kit. You have some spare, I think they're convexed thumbsticks. So yeah, you've got a nice selection of customizable options for this pad. It comes in a military style case, and I will just move my camera back so I can get this in shot. So yes, here is the case it comes in. Looks a bit bigger. Wow, there you go. Obviously it comes with a cleaning cloth. They obviously knew that this thing was going to get dirty, and it is a fingerprint magnet. You have storage at the top of the lid with a nice netting. Here we go, let's have a look. Nice netting here. I've got limited space on where I'm doing this, so if you're wondering why I haven't got nice wide shots, it's because I am literally in a cubby hole. Obviously space for your USB C cable, which is 300 centimeters long, so that's about 9 foot. If you do purchase this pad, please remember to take the rubber shroud off the dock, otherwise it will not charge. I have seen a fair few people comment that they can't get their pad to charge and they haven't removed this. May have been nice to have a rubberized texture to the dock so it's not plastic on plastic, but you know, hey ho, it is what it is. So yes, that is the pad in general from start to finish. This thing is amazing. I cannot fault it at all. Absolutely brilliant pad. But let's have a look at the app. Now the app itself is relatively simple. Yes, you will have to jump through a few hoops to get the controller connected. You have to move a few switches around on the back. But other than that, you will end up on this screen. Now here you have access to obviously your profiles on your Xbox side and your profiles on the PC side, as well as your firmware updates. As of purchasing the pad, the Xbox version of the app does not work. So if you are primarily a Xbox owner and you have no access to, say, a laptop or a PC, you are going to struggle badly to update the firmware on this because it does not like it at all. I have messaged Nacon and hopefully something is resolved relatively soon, but either way you are going to end up on this page. So here you have access obviously to Xbox and PC, as I said before. If you go into PC, you have obviously your 4 main profiles that are on the pad. You can make your own, swap them out as you see fit. You can also go all in and customize, but I will have a look at the Xbox one here. that I customized, had a little bit of a play around with. Obviously, you've got your mapping options for the front and the back of the pad. You have the curve settings for your thumbsticks, and you can go in and change these to your personal preference. Triggers are the same. You can even go in and shorten the distance for the triggers, whether they're in full lock, whether they're in micro switch mode. You can change everything in here. You've got your lighting effects, as I said before. On the front of the pad you have LEDs around the right stick. You can go in and change the colour, you can change what effects it has, the speed, how bright they are. Also your equalizer, if you have got a wired headset connected, you can go in and change all of your EQ. Also your vibration, you can go in and customize your haptic feedback on this pad. Obviously it's got 4 motors, so you can change everything to your specific specifications and how you like it. So obviously you've got your left trigger, right trigger. You can go in, change the left hand, right hand, how intense, how not intense. You can turn it down, turn it up, how vibrate or more on one side. You can do whatever you please. The one thing the PC version of the app can do as well is you can go in and access, if I can find it, here you go, the gyroscope. Now if you have got this connected to a PC via, I'm assuming it's a dongle, I've not tested this myself, I personally think it is a gimmick. You can use the pad like a Wii remote and simulate your sticks. So if you are playing, say, a shooter, you can aim by moving the pad. I haven't found any games that use this. I wouldn't use it myself. I think it is a completely pointless option to have when you have got such precise thumbsticks. But each to their own. It's not a negative, it is just a feature that I personally would not be using. So there you go, this is the app. There's not a lot more to talk about. Obviously there is the issue with the Xbox version, which hopefully will be resolved soon. But yeah, let's go back up to the main camera and talk all the pros, cons and prices. See you up there. So there we have it, the Revolution X Unlimited review. Yes, I had my gripes in that up close, but then gripes in the up close, the personal preference is how you hold the pad. Obviously, yeah, I still reckon that locking button on the top should lock them back paddles, not the face buttons, because nobody got to bloody touch them. I think that's a really stupid idea. Obviously, if you can update the firmware, Nacon, so that you can actually change the function of that switch, that would be absolutely brilliant and would add at least another 5 points to whatever score I am giving you. The issue with this pad at the moment for me is that Xbox app does not work when trying to update this pad from you. So hopefully Nacon gets that sorted in the very, very near future. That brings me to price. Now in the UK this is going to set you back a few pennies short of 180 UK pounds. So that is obviously one of my issues with the app not working. If you are an Xbox owner and you have no access to a laptop or PC like I have, you are not going to be able to perform the updates required for the firmware. So Nacon, please get that sorted, because at this point in time with the issues with the app, I can look past buttons on a pad and maybe update the firmware. So my score for this at this current moment will be a 9 out of 10. If they were to get that sorted with the app on Xbox, that would take this pad up to a 9.5. Because obviously with them buttons on the top, I can't get my head around them. So that knocks 5 points off a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. So I cannot say any more on the pad itself. It is amazing. I'm enjoying it, other than a few little issues I have with it, and obviously with the app on Xbox. So on that note, I've done my review. First one I've ever done, so I'm hoping you really did enjoy it. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to talk about the pad, ask questions about the pad, please drop me a comment below. Also, I'm seeing a lot of new viewers coming to the channel and not subscribing, so please, it would help the channel immensely if you could hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell to be notified of more content coming to the channel. Obviously, I have a Doom review in progress, but I may not get round to releasing that on the channel until obviously after Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Showcase. The Xbox Showcase I am going to be live streaming, so that should be interesting because it's my first time ever doing one, so look forward to the technical difficulties and all of that lovely stuff. So yeah, if you want to be notified, hit the bell. Please, it will help the channel immensely. Subscribe. It will really help the channel. And on that note, I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.
Humans, what have you learned?